Minute Maid time!
Oh, it's Minute Maid time! Let's make something great out of old rubbish. Look at that, it's a fantastic rubbish picture that's actually quite great. Now for this you'll need some sticky back plastic, some old sweet wrappers and some bits of old crisp wrappers that have been cut up. Really, you can use bits of anything. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just a minute?
No way!
Really? Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Start the clock!
Let's go! The first thing to do is to peel the backing off your sticky back plastic. Now, you'll find this easier to do if you put sticky tape on the corners like that. Now, let's start making our rubbish design. Just lay down the bits of your wrappers and ripped up crisp packets. Now, you can make any design you want. That's the beauty of this idea. Just put the bits down there.
It's rubbish!
It's not rubbish, it's looking quite good, actually.
Halfway!
Halfway already? Oh. There we go. Now, you have to go as quickly as you can.
Hurry up!
Great. I stick that down and then just pick up these bits here. It's done. Ooh, what a great design.
Lucky, lucky, lucky!
Thank you. Rubbish art that looks rather great. And why not try making this into a bunch of flowers?
Nice! And you could even cover your drawing books with it.
Rubbish art that looks great. Why don't you give it a go? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. First, peel the backing off some sticky back plastic. You'll find this easier to do if you put sticky tape on the corners like this. Then stick sweet wrappers and bits of ripped up crisp packets all over the sticky backed plastic. Remove the sticky tape and your rubbish picture will look really good.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute Maid time!
Oh, it's Minute Maid time. Here's what we're going to make today. Set sail for the high seas in your very own Cork boat. Look at it. It's fantastic.
And it even floats.
Now, to make your own cork boat, you will need some glue, a hole punch, some scissors, a straw, some sticky tape, of course, some corks, a plastic lid, and a triangle of coloured paper. Now, do you think it's possible to make a cork boat? Just a minute?
No way!
Really? Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to make it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute!
Start the clock!
Let's go! The first thing to do is to get our scissors and very carefully make 1, 2, 3 slits in the straw. Then get your lid and place the straw onto the lid using those slits that you made. There we go. Bit of tape there. And a bit of tape on there. There we go. That's there. Right, now get our triangle and make a hole at the bottom like that and a hole at the top like that. Now, carefully, let's feed through the sail like that on one side and then feed it through on the top. Go on, in you go. There we go. Nearly done. Now let's get our corks and line them up in a row. Get some glue. Put some glue on the bottom of the boat. There we go. And stick it onto the corks. There, it's a cork boat. We're ready to set sail.
Lucky, lucky, lucky!
Thank you. Whew, that was close. And if you've got more than a minute, you could try a different coloured boat. A lovely red one. And how about adding an extra sail? Great! A cork boat made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Cut 3 slits at the end of a straw. Stick the straw onto the top of the lid with sticky tape. Make 2 holes in the paper triangle and push the triangle onto the straw like this. Then hold the corks together and glue the lid onto them. Now your cork boat's ready to set sail.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time!
Ooh, it's minute make time! Whoa! Right, here's what we're making today. It's a mouse finger puppet. Look at him, and he's eating cheese. Again. Oh, to make a mouse finger puppet, you will need 2 pieces of mousy coloured card. One that's half a circle shape and one that's a small rectangle. You'll also need some scissors, some white stickers, and if you haven't got stickers, don't worry, you can cut some circles of white paper. We also need a pipe cleaner, a pen, and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this mouse finger puppet in just a minute?
No way!
Really? Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. OK, let's make it in a minute.
Stop the clock!
Let's go! The first thing to do is to get our half circle shape and roll it into a cone shape and stick it with some tape. Now, if this is a bit fiddly, you can ask an adult to help you. Then, make a pinch in the nose and very carefully, with your scissors, make a slit in the top, like that. Now, get the rectangle piece of paper, fold it in half, and very, very carefully cut an ear shape out. There we go.
Be careful!
Go. I'm being careful, don't worry. Then, these ears should just pop in the slit, like that. There we go. Right, now he needs 2 eyes. I'm going to put 1 eye there and 1 eye on the other side there. Here we go. Now he needs a tail.
Hurry up!
Right, let's stick the tail in the back there. There we go. The tail's in. And there you go. You've got yourself a little mouse puppet.
Time!
Phew, that was close. And if you've got more than a minute, you could add black dots for eyes, like that, and like that. And you can add different coloured bits of paper to make a different type of mouse. Hello, hello! Finger mouse puppets, made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll a half circle into a cone shape and stick it with tape. Snip a slit into it like this. Then fold a rectangle of card. Cut out an ear shape. Unfold the ears and slot them into the slit. Stick on 2 sticky dots for eyes and a pipe cleaner tail, and you've got a mouse finger puppet.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time!
It's minute make time. Come on. Now, let's turn a pencil into a pencil pet. Look at him. To make a pencil pet, you will need some feathers. Bless you. Also, you'll need a pencil, a pipe cleaner, some scissors, some glue, and some yellow sponge, and also some googly eyes, which you can get from any arty and crafty shop. I'll be back in a tick. There are my googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make a pencil pet in just a minute? Really? let's find out. I think I'm going to have to move very, very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Right, get 2 feathers and hold them together at the top of the pencil, like that. And then wrap round your pipe cleaner. Here we go, round and round and round and round and round and round. There we go. Great. OK, now it's time for the eyes. Where are they? They're in my bag. I just got them from the shop. Put some glue on them and stick on the eyes.
Hurry up!
Right, there's 1 eye. There's 2 eyes. There we go. And now we need to get our scissors and very carefully cut out a small triangle of yellow sponge. Be very careful because scissors are sharp.
Be careful!
There we go. This is going to be our beak. So if I put some glue on it, I can stick it on our pencil pet. There we go. It's done! I've finished!
Only just?
Thanks, Tocky. Oh, that was a bit close though, wasn't it? But if you've got more than a minute, you could try other types of pencil pen. Fantastic! Pencil pets made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take your 2 feathers and put them at the top of your pencil. Then take the pipe cleaner and wrap it around the pencil and the feathers. Now it's time to glue on the googly eyes. Stick them onto the pipe cleaner and then cut out a triangular beak shape from the foam. Stick down your beak and your pencil pet is finished.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Ooh, it's minute make time! Ooh, here's what we're going to make today. It's a pop-up card, which is a card with a surprise in the middle. It's a funny clown. Now, to make a pop-up card, you will need a pen, some card, a strip of paper, and some glue. Now, do you think it's possible to make a pop-up card in just a minute?
No way!
Really? Let's find out. I'll have to be very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute.
Start the clock!
Let's go. First thing to do is get our card and fold that in half and then start drawing our clown. Circle for his head and then a big nose in the middle. Big red nose. Some eyes.
Hurry up!
I'm going as fast as I can. There we go. Let's give him a hat. And some hair. And some ears as well. There we go. Right, now, get the strip of paper and start folding. Over one way and then over the other way. Back and forth, a bit like a fan. There we go, like that, like that. It's a bit fiddly, this bit. There we go. Right, now if I get some glue, put some glue on that side and stick it down there, and then put some glue on that side, I am done!
Time!
Thanks, Tocky. What an unusual way of making a great card. And if you've got more than a minute, why not try other designs, like this cupcake? Oh, it looks delicious, doesn't it? With a cherry on top. Oh, how about a ballerina? With a great paper skirt. Pop-up cards made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Fold your card in half and draw a picture. Take a strip of paper and fold it lots of times, a bit like a fan. Glue along both edges of the fan shape and stick it next to the fold in the card like this. Close the card and press it together to make a pop-up card.
try making it in a minute.
Minute Make Time!
It's Minute Make Time! Right, this is what we're going to make today. A Splat Monster pen pal.
Yeah, got any pencils?
It's a pencil's best friend. Now, to make a Splat Monster pen pal, you will need a pencil, some paints, and some air-drying clay, which you can get from any arty and crafty shop. I'll be back in a tick. Woo! Here's my air-drying clay. Now, do you think it's possible to make a Splat Monster pen pal like this in a minute?
No way!
Really? Well, let's find out. I'll have to move very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to make it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Right, first thing to do is to get some air-drying clay and roll it. That's right, I said roll it into a ball. Well, a kind of ball shape anyway. Then stick it down and squidge it into the shape you want. You can make any shape you like. I'm going to do that shape. It's kind of like a blobby triangle shape. Then get another bit of clay, not much this time, and roll into 2 eyes. There we go. 2 eyes. There we go. Right, and stick those on.
Faster! Faster! Faster!
I'm going as quick as I can. I'm just putting the eyes on. I'm not doing badly, you know. Right, there are the eyes. And get your pencil and put a dot there and a dot there. There, the eyes are looking good. And then draw in a mouth like that. A little bit there, a little bit there. And the mouth is where the pencil goes. There you go, just in time. I did it.
Lucky, lucky, lucky!
I told you I would. And when it's dry, you could paint it different colours and even try different designs too.
Lovely. Got any more pencils?
Wow, a Splat Monster pen pal made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. To make your Splat Monster pen pal, take some air-drying clay and roll it into the shape you want. Then take 2 smaller pieces of clay and roll them to make eyes. Take a pencil and add dots in the eyes and a mouth shape. Before finally pushing a pencil in place, let it dry and paint your Splat Monster any colour you like.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make Time!
It's Minute Make Time! Here's what we're going to make today. Some straw pan pipes. Have a look at what they can do. Yeah, it's your very own homemade musical instrument. And to make them, you will need, of course, some straws. Tasty. A pair of scissors and a rectangle-shaped piece of corrugated cardboard. Now, do you think we can make the straw pan pipes in just a minute?
Not a chance!
Really? I do. But let's find out. I'm going to have to go very, very quickly. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Get a move on!
Let's go! Right, let's get our piece of cardboard and start adding our straws. Now, push the straws into the holes in the corrugated cardboard, like that. And like this. And like this.
Hurry up!
I'm going as quick as I can. This is a bit fiddly, but it's worth it in the end.
Halfway!
Halfway already? Oh, I'm running out of time. Only 2 straws to go, though. Right, now we turn our pan pipes upside down like that and carefully, with our scissors, cut across the straws. Like that, and like that, and like that. it! I've done it!
Only just.
Just in time. Now let's test out our panpipes. Great! And if you've got more than a minute, you could make a longer one for a different noise. Ooh, and if you want, you can decorate your straw panpipes too. Wow, straw panpipes made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take a rectangular piece of corrugated cardboard and some straws. Then push each straw into the holes on the edge of the cardboard. When you've filled up all the holes, take your scissors and cut diagonally upwards like this. Now you're ready to play your straw panpipes.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time.
Oh, it's minute make time. Here's what we're going to make today. It's a pom-pom acrobat. Look at him. He's ready for action. And to make him, you'll need 2 straws. Lovely. Some glue, a pencil, a pipe cleaner, a pom-pom and 2 googly eyes, which you can get from an arty and crafty shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. There are my googly eyes. I'll put them over here for safekeeping. There, perfect. Now, do you think it's possible to make this pom-pom acrobat in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to make it at the end.
Stop the clock.
Let's go! Get your pom-pom and pull it apart a little bit in the middle. Then get your pipe cleaner and put some glue in the middle, like that. And then push the 2 together and squidge, so they're stuck in. Oh, there we go. Bend the pipe cleaner upwards, like that. Then grab a pencil and twirl the end of the pipe cleaner around the pencil, like that. And then do the same on the other side. This fixes our acrobat perfectly. Now, let's move him to the side, get our 2 straws and push those together. That's the frame. Let's take our acrobat off and start feeding him through the straw. But of course, he needs some eyes. So let's give him some eyes. There's 1. Stick 1. And a second eye coming up. Right. Now, I've done it! And there is my pom-pom acrobat.
Time.
Thanks, Tocky. Now here comes the fun part. Go, acrobat, go! Woo! Look at that. Fantastic. And if you've got more than a minute, you could try different colours. Like these ones here. They're different shapes too, like this ballerina with 2 pom-poms and this monkey. Pom-pom acrobats made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Pull the top of the pom-pom apart and stick the pipe cleaner into the gap. Then bend the pipe cleaner like this. Now bend both ends of the pipe cleaner around the pencil to make loops. Next, take one of the straws and squeeze the end of it onto the other straw. Thread the straws through the loops on the pipe cleaner. Then glue on the eyes and leave it to dry. Now your pom-pom acrobat is ready for action.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time.
It's minute make time. Come on. Whoa! Here's what we're making today. It's a scouring pad butterfly. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Now, to make this butterfly, you will need a straw. Tasty. Some scissors, 3 different bits of scouring pad. It doesn't matter what colour they are, but you do need one piece to be a rectangle shape. And you'll need some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Really? Let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready?
Start the clock.
Let's go! Get your rectangle-shaped piece of scouring pad, fold it in half, and then very carefully with your scissors, cut out a butterfly shape, like this. Be careful! I'm being careful, don't worry. Right, around we go. Now be careful because scissors are sharp. There we go. And around, like that. Okay, let's open it up, and there's our butterfly shape. Now if we get our straw, we'll make a snip in the top like this. Now this is to make the antennae. Put those apart like that and then stick it in place with some tape. Now let's give this butterfly some colour. Let's make some triangles and a few squares as well. Let's stick them on. And you've got yourself a butterfly.
Time.
Thanks, Toki. That was close. But if you've got more than a minute, you could stick all of your pieces down with glue. And you could even try making different coloured butterflies and even some bugs.
And why not try making different bugs, like a ladybird or a tropical bug?
A scouring pad straw butterfly made in a minute. Why don't you give it a go? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Fold the scouring pad in half. Carefully cut out a wing shape. Cut a snip down the straw for the butterfly's antennae. Stick the straw onto the wing shape and stick on different coloured shapes to your scouring pad butterfly.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time.
It's minute make time. Here's what we're making today. It's a cake case jellyfish. Look at him there in all his glory with his long flowing tentacles. Now, to make a cake case jellyfish, you will need a rectangle-shaped piece of paper, some glue, a cake case, now that's normally used for making cakes, some scissors, a pen, some different coloured strips of tissue paper, some sticky tape, and some white stickers. Now, don't worry if you haven't got any white stickers. You can always draw circles on white paper instead and cut them out. Now, do you think we can make a cake case jellyfish in just a minute?
No way! You must be joking.
I'm not joking, Toki. Making is a serious business, but I'm going to have to be very quick. Don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Start the clock.
Let's go! Let's get our rectangle of paper, fold it in half, and then with our scissors, very carefully, cut out a tongue shape. There we go, round and round. Now remember to be careful because scissors are sharp. When you open it up, it looks like that. Great. Let's get some glue and stick it there. That's where our cake case is going to go. On it goes. And now fold the cake case in half, like that. Pinch the folded ends and fold it back, like that, to make a mouth. Hello! Hello. Great. Let's get some stickers and stick them on. They're going to be the eyes. There's one. OK. There's another eye. There. Right. Let's turn him over and put on his tentacles. There we go. And put on some dots for eyes. And then you've got a jellyfish!
Time!
That was close, but it was worth it. Look, you can use your jellyfish as a puppet. Hello, Mr. Jellyfish.
Hello, Mr. Maker.
Fantastic. And you can try other coloured tissue paper too. A cake case jellyfish, made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Oh, good idea. Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Fold a piece of card in half. Cut out an oval body shape. Stick the cake case in the middle of the body. Then fold it in half and pinch the folded end tight and push the open end back to make a mouth. Stick on white stickers and add black dots for eyes. Then stick strips of coloured tissue paper along the back of your cake case jellyfish for tentacles.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time!
It's minute make time, come on! Now, today we're going to make a snake pot for all your bits and pieces.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like my snakeskin jacket.
Yes, and to make the snake pot, you will need some paints and a pencil and some air drying clay, which you can get from any arty and crafty shop. I'll be back in a tick. Oh, here's my air drying clay. Now, do you think it's possible to make a snake pot in just a minute?
Not a chance!
Let's find out. I'm going to have to move very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it all at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute!
Start the clock!
Right, get a lump of clay and start rolling it into a long sausage shape. Here we go. You have to be as quick as you can, but as careful as you can too, because you don't want the clay to break.
Hurry up!
I'm going as quick as I can. Don't put me off, I'm on a roll. There we go. Right, this looks quite good. Now start twirling around your sausage shape like that, and then building it up into a pot shape like this. There we go. Building it round. Here we go, round and round it goes. Here we go. There we go, and then turn it round like that and turn up the head and give it a squidge. Then get two other little bits, put them on the front like that. There are the eyes, and get a pencil and make eyes. I did it!
Lucky, lucky, lucky!
Just made it. And when it's hard and you've got more than a minute, you can paint it. Look at this one here. It's green with white and red spots, but you can do any colour you want. Look, it's got yellow stripes. Ooh, how about a yellow one?
Great! This one's got pink spots too.
A snake pot made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take a piece of clay and roll it into a long sausage shape. Coil it round until you make a pot shape, like this. Bend the end of it to make a head, and then with two other small pieces of clay, make the eyes. Dot them with a pencil and leave your snake pot to dry.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time!
Ooh, it's minute make time. Here's what we're going to make today. Let's turn a piece of kitchen roll into a great piece of art. Look at it, it's beautiful. Now to make this you'll need a piece of kitchen roll and some bowls of food colouring. I've got 3 different colours here. Now you can get some food colouring from a supermarket. Do you think it's possible to make this great piece of art in just a minute?
You must be joking!
I'm not joking. Let's find out. I'll have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Right, let's get our kitchen roll and fold it in half. Then fold it in half again. And then let's move this corner up to that corner to make a triangle. We can do that again to make a smaller triangle. Now, here comes the fun part. We dip one corner into the green, like that, just shake off the rest, and then dip this other corner into the red. Ooh, nice. And then last but not least, let's dip the blue there. There we go. And now if we open it up very carefully, here it comes. Oh, very nice indeed. Look, it's a great work of art. Beautiful.
Stop the clock!
Thanks, Tocky, and with time to spare too. Now I'm going to leave this one to dry. This is such a great idea, you can try any colours you want. There's a blue, green and yellow one. And this one's a different pattern with pink and orange. Look, I've gone kitchen roll bonkers, and all of these were made in a minute. Why don't you give it a go? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Fold a piece of kitchen roll in half and then half again. Then fold it into a triangle and then fold it again into a smaller triangle. Dip each corner into a different coloured food colouring. Unfold it and leave your kitchen roll art to dry.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time!
Oh, it's minute make time. Let's make a torch projector. I'll show you what I mean. Let's turn the lights down. Now, torch projectors are great for shining spooky patterns in the dark, like this spider. The spider's appeared as if from nowhere. Ooh. Let's turn the lights back up. Right, to make a torch projector, you will need a crisp tube with a lid, some black paper, a glue stick, a pencil, some scissors, and of course, a torch. Now, do you think it's possible to make a torch projector in just a minute?
No way!
Really? I think it is. Let's find out. OK, I'm going to have to move very quickly, but don't worry. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Here we go. Let's make it in a minute. Right, let's get our rectangle of black paper and fold it in half. Now, with our pencil, let's draw a spider shape. Like that, like that. Here we go. Now, let's get our scissors. Be very careful with this bit because scissors are sharp. It's time to cut out the spider shape. Now, this is quite fiddly, so you might want to ask an adult to help you with this bit. Yes, this is tricky to do.
Be careful!
I'm being careful, don't worry. There's just one leg to go.
Hurry up!
Here we go. You don't want to cut a leg off. Round, and there's our spider shape. Now, let's get our glue. Stick with glue on the lid, like that. And if you put our torch inside, put it on there, and it's done! I did it!
Just in time!
You're not wrong. Whew. Let's check it works. Let's turn the lights down. There we go. Now, let's have a look. Where's my spider? There he is. Look, it's a spooky spider. But you don't have to just make a spooky spider. There are lots of shapes you could do, like a spooky bat. Now, if you don't like spooky bats, you could do a star. Oh, that's great. Now, let's turn the lights back up. If you've got more than a minute, you can decorate your torch projectors like this. Torch projectors made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Fold a piece of card in half and then draw half a shape on it. Carefully cut around the lines and then open it out and look! It's a full shape. Stick the shape onto the crisp tube lid and with the torch turned on inside the tube, your projector works.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time!
It's minute make time! Right, this is what we're going to make today. Alien eyes. Funny eyes you can wear on your head.
Take me to your leader.
Only joking. Yeah. Now, to make these alien eyes, you will need 2 cake cases from your kitchen, like that, 2 long pipe cleaners, a pen, a plastic hairband. Do you think it suits me? No? Oh, OK. And some sticky tape. Now, do you think we can make these alien eyes in a minute?
No way!
Really? Oh. Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to move very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it all at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Right, OK, let's get the plastic hairband first and a pipe cleaner. Now, this bit's a bit fiddly. Watch, you twist once and twist again so it's nice and secure. And then do the same with the other pipe cleaner. Here we go, twist and twist again so it's nice and secure. Right, move that to the side and get the cake cases. These are going to be eyes, so we need to draw on black dots. Here we go. There's one black dot there, and there's 2 black dots. Now, do these look like eyes? Do they? Do they? Of course they do. Right, let's stick them on then.
My granny can go quicker.
I'm going as quick as I can. Keep your feathers on. Right, a bit of tape there, and a bit of tape there. Flip it over, and let's stick them down. There's 1, and there's 2. There we go. I've done it.
Only just.
That was close. Phew. And if you've got more than a minute, you can colour in the eyes any colour you like. The weirder, the better. Ooh. Or how about trying 3 eyes? Hilarious alien eyes made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Get a pipe cleaner and twist the ends of it around the hairband on one side. Do the same on the other side and draw 2 eyes on the cake cases. Stick the cake cases onto the ends of the pipe cleaners and you've got alien eyes.
Why don't you try to make it in a minute?
Minute make time.
Oh, it's minute make time. Come on. Right, here's what we're going to make today. It's a pebble dog. Yes, man's best friend made out of pebbles. Now, to make a pebble dog, you need 2 pebbles, a big one and a small one. You'll also need some glue, a pen and some white stickers. Now, don't worry, if you haven't got these stickers, you could draw circles on white paper and cut them out. You'll also need a rectangle-shaped piece of brown paper and some scissors. Now, do you think it's possible to make a pebble dog in just a minute?
No way!
Really? Let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready?
Start the clock.
Let's go! Let's first get our piece of brown paper, fold it in half, and then very carefully with our scissors, let's cut out an ear shape like this. There we go, round and round. There. Be careful. And when that's done, you can open it up. Let's get our big pebble and put some glue on the back. There we go, like that. And then you can stick that down to the ears. Ah, he's taking shape now. Let's give him some eyes. Going to use the white stickers for these. There's 1 eye. And there's 2 2 eyes. Let's add some dots for the eyes. There's 1 and there's 2. I need some more glue now on our small pebble. There. There we go. That's on, and I can just finish him off with my pen. Whoop, 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 whoop. A pebble dog!
Time!
Just made it! Phew! When it's dry and you've got more than a minute, you could paint his nose. Look, he looks great. And there are so many different shapes and sizes you can try, like this.
This dog's grey with a brown nose. This one's got a black ring around its eye. And this dog's got big floppy ears.
A pebble dog made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Fold a piece of paper in half. Cut out an ear shape. Then glue the pebble to the middle of the unfolded ears. Stick on white stickers for eyes and add 2 black dots in the middle. Stick on a pebble for the nose and draw a mouth on your pebble dog.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute Maid time!
It's Minute Maid time! Here's what we're going to make today. It's a handy pot that holds a lot.
A lot of what?
Whatever you want, really. It's really handy and it looks great. Look at its amazing torn-out nighttime scene. Now, to make this pot, you'll need a pot. An empty one, really, like this. You'll also need some sticky tape, some glue, lots of different coloured stickers, including some stars, and some sheets of coloured paper. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just a minute?
No way!
Really? Let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Right, the first thing to do is to get our black bit of paper and start tearing any shape you like, up and down, up and down. Now this is going to make the torn out nighttime scene. There we go, get rid of that bit there, move that down. It doesn't matter what shape you make, that's the beauty of this idea.
My granny could go quicker.
I'm going as quick as I can, Tocky. There we go. Right, now get the other bit of coloured paper and some glue and stick this, there we go, along there, and stick it on to our red, like that.
Hurry up!
Now let's get some stickers on. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And how about some stars in the sky? There's 1 and 2 there. Right, now let's get this and put it around our tub, like that, and stick it with some tape. Done!
Time!
Just in time. And when you've finished, it can hold whatever you want, like pencils, some paintbrushes, and even a plant. And if you've got more than a minute, why not try some other torn-out designs, like a seaside, or even a countryside one? It's a pot that holds a lot, made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Tear some black paper to make a nighttime scene. Put on some glue and then stick it to the red paper. Add some stickers for windows and stars. Then stick it around your handy pot like this.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute Maid time!
It's Minute Maid time! Here's what we're going to make today. An elephant peg holder. A helpful elephant who can hold your photos and other important things. Now, to make an elephant peg holder, you will need some glue, a peg, a pen, a pair of scissors, some card, and 2 white stickers. Now, if you haven't got white stickers, don't worry. You could always draw circles on white paper and cut them out. Yeah. Now, do you think it's possible to make this elephant peg holder in just a minute?
Not a chance.
Really? Let's find out. I'm going to have to move very quickly. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute!
Start the clock.
Let's go! Get your card and draw an arch shape like that, and 2 ears, and then also a trunk shape there. Now get your scissors and very carefully cut these shapes out. There's one bit there, and now cut out the body.
Be careful.
I'm going to be very careful, Tocky, don't worry.
Halfway.
Round we go. Right, there's his body. Now, if I glue my peg,
Quicker.
stick it onto the elephant, and then glue the trunk there. And then put the stickers on for eyes. I've just about done it!
Just in time.
Thank you. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? But if you've got more than a minute, you can add some extra details to your elephant, like dots for eyes, some wrinkles for his trunk, and even some toes. And your helpful elephant is great for holding photos. Look at that handsome chap. A helpful elephant peg holder made in a minute. Why don't you try it? And here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. First, draw an elephant's head and ears. Don't forget the trunk. Then cut out what you've drawn. And stick on a peg. Stick the trunk to the peg and 2 stickers for eyes, and your elephant peg holder is ready.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute Maid time.
It's Minute Maid time! Right, today we're going to be making a bug in a jar. Now, a bug in a jar is a bug with googly eyes in his very own home. Now, to make a bug in a jar, you'll need a small plastic jar with a lid, like that, some scissors,
A pen and some modelling clay.
whoa. OK, and of course, some white card. Not forgetting the white card. Now, do you think it's possible to make a bug in a jar in just a minute?
No way.
Really? Let's find out. Now, I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Deep breath.
Hurry up.
Right, get your fun clay and start rolling a ball. Rolling, that's it, rolling. There we go. Make it into any shape you like. I'm going to make it into this shape. There we go. There's his body. Now get some white card and start drawing the eyes. There's one eye, and there's the second eye. There we go. Right, now, very carefully, with your scissors, cut those eye shapes out. There we go.
Be careful.
I'm going to be very careful, Tocky, don't worry. You don't need to go as quick as this, because scissors are sharp, remember? That's it. Around we go. And when your eyes are cut out, stick them in to your bug, like that. Whoa! And then stick him in your jar. I've done it!
Only just.
Just in time. Phew! And if you've got more than a minute, you could even give your bug some wool hair. Looking good. Or you could try a different shaped bug. Just let your imagination run wild.
You can try using different coloured clay and any number of eyes you like.
It's your very own pet bug in a jar, made in a minute. Just. Now here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Mould the modelling clay into the shape that you want your bug to be. Draw eyes onto your piece of card. Carefully cut out the eyes and stick them into the bug. And then put the bug in the jar and you're finished.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make time!
It's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. It's a pet bug, hello, that moves. Look at that. Wow. Now, to make this pet bug, you will need some glue, some scissors, 2 different coloured pieces of card, and a pom-pom. Ooh. We'll also need some googly eyes and 2 small magnets, which you can get from any arty and crafty shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Right, I'm going to leave my googly eyes and my magnets here. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You must be joking!
Really? Let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Right, get your pom-pom and 1 of the magnets and put some glue on top there. There we go. And this will stick our pom-pom in place. Now it's time to stick on his googly eyes. There we go, get lots of glue on there. There's 1 eye. Let's give him another eye. Lots of glue again. There we go, Mr. Bug. You've got 2 eyes. There's our bug. Look at him. Hello. Great. Now, let's make a racetrack with one of our bits of paper. Turn it over there. Fold it in half and cut down the middle very, very carefully. Because remember, scissors are sharp.
Be careful!
I'm being careful, Tocky, don't worry. There we go. Right, and now put some glue on this. Stick it onto this bit of card. And we're done!
Stop the clock!
Thanks, Tocky. That was close. Now for the magic bit. If you get the other magnet and put it underneath your bug, like that, you can move him. Wow, look at him go. And if you've got more than a minute, why not make more bugs? Great. And why don't you race them against each other? Go on, red bug, go blue. Go on, red, quicker blue. Wow, what a great race. A magnetic bug made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Glue the pom-pom onto 1 of the magnets. Stick on 2 googly eyes. Fold a piece of card in half and cut it down the middle. Stick 1 half onto another piece of card like this. Then put the other magnet underneath the card, the bug on top, and your pom-pom friend is ready for action.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute Make time!
It's Minute Make time! Here's what we're making today. It's a spoon bug. And it's called a spoon bug because it's made with a spoon. Yes, for this you will need the spoon. Look at it. It's a plastic one. Now, you'll also need some cotton buds, a pair of scissors and some air drying clay, which you can get from any arty and crafty shop. I'll be back in a tick. Got it. Here's my air drying clay. Look at that. Right, I'll leave that there for later. Now, do you think it's possible to make this spoon bug in just 1 minute?
You must be joking.
I must be joking, you must be joking. I think we can do it. Now, I'm going to have to move very, very quickly. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute!
Start the clock.
Let's go! Get a lump of clay and roll it into a ball. That's it. Whoa. Now let's roll it on the table as well. There, that's looking quite good. Now let's get our plastic spoon and start squidging the clay into the spoon, like that. There. Now, is that all stuck in? Let's have a check. Yeah, it's all in there. Great. OK, let's leave that down there. Now, let's get our 3 cotton buds and very, very carefully, with your scissors, cut them in half. There we go. There. Great. Now, take those scissors off. There we go. And stick the cotton buds into the clay. There's number 3. There, I'm just pushing those cut-ins in there, leaving the soft ends out. There we go. I'm done. Finished.
It's not finished.
Yes, I am actually, Tocky. This one just needs to dry. And when it's dry, it'll look like this. And you can flip out your spoon bug and turn him over, and there he is, a spoon bug. And when you've got more than a minute, you can paint it any colour you like. Have a look at this lot. There's our ladybird. There's a jungle bug over there. And this one's got extra legs. Ooh, spoon bugs made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll a small piece of air-drying clay into a ball. Press the clay into your spoon, like this. Then cut the cotton buds in half and push the cut ends into the clay. Leave it to dry, and you can decorate your spoon bugs however you like.
Try making it in a minute.
Minute make time.
Oh, it's Minute Make time. Come on, everyone. It's Minute Make time, and here's what we're going to make today. A cotton bud sheep. Look at him, he's fantastic. Now, to make a cotton bud sheep, you will need some cotton buds, some scissors, a sharp pencil, and some air-drying clay that you can get from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. There's my air-drying clay. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way.
Well, I think I can. Let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get 2 lumps of air-drying clay like this and then roll them into balls. One's big and one's small. That's good. OK, now we need 2 cotton buds and very carefully I'm going to cut them in half. There we go. There we go. Right, and with the other 2, I'm just going to cut off the fluffy ends. There they go. And then the other 2, got to be very careful. There we go. Brilliant. Right, and I've also got a little bit left over there in the middle. Now, if I get that big piece of air-drying clay and push the half buds in, these are going to be the legs.
Halfway.
Halfway already? Oh, no. There we go. Right, that should stand up. Brilliant. There's the body. Oh, come on, stand up, Mr. Sheep. There we go. And then with this bit, I'm going to push it in there because that's going to be the neck. Now, if I push the smaller ball on, there's his head. Right, now let's give him
Come on,
an ear here. There we go. And an ear on that side. And then give him a little tail. There we go, like that. And now with a sharp pencil, I just need to give him a face. There we go. I've done it.
Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Phew, just made it. And when it's hard and dry and you've got more than a minute, you can paint it like our little sheep here. And how about trying some other animals? You could try making a pink pig with a cotton bud snout. Or how about a chicken with a cotton bud beak? Cotton bud creatures made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll a small and a large ball of clay. Cut 2 cotton buds in half, and with 2 more, just cut off the fluffy ends, leaving the middle piece behind. Push 4 buds into the large ball for feet. Use the middle piece as a neck and stick the head on it. Add 2 cotton buds for ears, 1 for a tail, and give it a face with a pencil. To finish your cotton bud creature.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time.
Hey, it's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Here's what we're going to make today. A straw rocket. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Whoa, look at it go. Now, to make a straw rocket like this one here, you will need a square of flame-coloured tissue paper, a circle of tissue paper, 2 triangles of coloured paper, a glue stick and a drinking straw. Tasty. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You're on another planet.
That's true, Tocky, but I still think I can do it. Now, I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, the first thing to do is to get our square of tissue paper and tear out the flame for our rocket. There we go, there's a strip there. And now get one of the triangles. I'm going to put some glue here so I can stick on our flame. Oh, I've got to be quick. I've got to be quick. There we go. Right, and now I'm going to turn this over and get the circle. Put some glue on that as well. This is going to decorate. There we are, the triangle's decorated now.
Halfway.
Halfway already? Oh no, we're going to run out of time. Right, I'm going to put that down there. The straw's in place. Now I need to put on plenty of glue. Oh, I need some more glue. Come on, glue, don't fail me now. There we go. Put that round there and some glue around there. Oh no, not long now. I need my other triangle to seal it all in place. There we go. 10 seconds, oh no. If I stick it all down like that, I have done it. I did it, Tocky.
Only just.
That was close, Tocky, but here it is, my straw rocket made in a minute. Shall we launch it? OK, here we go, everyone. 3, 2, 1, we have blast off! Whoa! And if you've got more than a minute, you could make some other straw rockets. This one's a star shape with a silver trail and glitter on it. Look at this one too. This one's a superhero with a cape. Super Mr. Maker to the rescue! Whoa, look at him go. Why don't you blast off with a straw? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. To make a straw rocket, tear some tissue paper and glue it to one of your paper triangles. Turn it over and glue on a different coloured paper circle. Put some glue down 2 edges of the other triangle. Sandwich the straw between the 2 halves. And blow the straw, launching your straw rocket into the air.
Why don't you make it in a minute?
Minute make time.
Hey, it's minute make time. It's minute make time, and here's what we're going to make today. A pencil bug. Aye, aye, Mr. Bug. Now, to make a pencil bug, you will need 2 long pieces of wool, 4 short pieces of wool, a sharp pencil, plus some googly eyes and some air drying clay. Now you can find them in an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Right, here are the googly eyes, and I'm going to leave the air drying clay in the bag for the minute. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Oh, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get 2 lumps of air drying clay, one slightly bigger than the other. There we go. I'm just going to rip a little bit off the big bit and make a smaller ball in one hand and a smaller ball in the other. Yep, and put those to the side. Now these are going to be the head and the body. So let's squidge those together like that. There we are. The head goes on top. Now I'm going to give our pencil bug some hair like this. I'm going to push it in with the pencil. There we go. Now if I turn it over, there's one arm on there, that side. Give him an arm on the other side as quickly as I can. Right, now he needs some legs, doesn't he? He needs some legs, so let's give him 2. There we go, let's give him some legs there. There's one leg, and there's the other. Right, he's looking good, he's looking good. Let's give him some eyes, just squidge those in. There's 1 and there's 2. And now we can give him feet with these smaller balls there. There's 1 and there's 2. And then we can just push a pencil in the bottom.
That was close.
That was close. And when your pencil bug is dry and you've got more than a minute, you could paint it a nice bright colour and maybe cover it in gloopy PVA glue to keep everything stuck together. Plus, there are lots of other ideas you could try too. How about a stripy orange and red one? You can even make one with lots of arms.
Ah.
Pencil bugs made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll 2 large balls and 2 small balls of the clay. Put the large balls together to make a head and a body. Push in the wool with a pencil to make the hair, arms and legs. Stick on your googly eyes. Add the 2 small balls for feet. Now you can stick your pencil bug onto your pencil.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time.
It's minute make time. Come on, everyone. And here's what we're going to make today. A jazzy pot that holds a lot. Perfect for all your bits and pieces. Now, to make a jazzy pot like this, you will need a plastic tray, lots of bits and pieces like sequins, beads and small toys, a small plastic plant pot, and a rolling pin. Plus, we will need some air drying clay that you can find in an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. Whew. I've got it. There's the air drying clay. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great! Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our lump of air drying clay and roll it into a flat sausage shape. There we go. Just keep rolling. Roll and roll and roll like that. This is looking good. Now let's get our plant pot and cover it in the clay. Here we go. We'll try and cover the whole thing like this and then squidge it down on the bottom there and then overlap it and push everything down to make a pot shape. There we go. This is looking good.
Halfway there.
Halfway already? Oh no. There we go. That's nice. And when it's completely covered in clay, we can cover it in the bits and pieces. Get plenty on and you just push them all into place like this. You can do it with your hands like this. You can use whatever bits you like.
10 seconds.
Oh, 10 seconds to go. Just keep pushing. Got a few seconds left. There we go. Here's my Jazzy pot. Fantastic.
Just in time.
Phew, that was close. And when it's dry and you've got more than a minute, you could cover it in gloopy PVA glue to keep all the bits in place. Yeah, why not try a really big one with a big plant pot? This one is covered in buttons and it's great for keeping your scissors and paintbrushes in. Why not try nuts, bolts and washers? Perfect for your felt tip pens. Jazzy pots, made in a minute. Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll the air drying clay out with a rolling pin. Wrap it around the plant pot so it's totally covered. Then roll it in a tray with all your bits and pieces to make a fantastic Jazzy pot.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make Time.
It's Minute Make Time. Yes, it's Minute Make Time. And here's what we're going to make today. A pine cone creature. Look, it's a pine cone bird. Now, to make one of these, you will need a black pen, a glue stick, of course, a pine cone, some coloured card, some scissors, some feathers and some googly eyes that you can find in an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Right, here are our googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute.
Start the clock.
Let's get our coloured paper and draw a bird's head with a long neck like that and also a beak. And let's cut these out very carefully with scissors. Now remember, scissors are sharp, so you might want to ask an adult to help you with this bit. There we go, there's the beak. And let's cut out the head very carefully, all the way along and round and down the other side. There we go. Right, let's get some glue and stick the beak on. There it is. And now he needs some eyes. All right, come back here, you. That's it. There's one, and there's two. Oh, there we go. Right, now we need the pine cone, and hopefully that will stick in there, which it does. Now we need some feathers. Let's get some feathers stuck in. There we go, there's one in there, one in there. Go on, in you go. One in there, and one in there. And just about enough time for one more. There! Phew, that was close. But if you've got more than a minute, you can make other sorts of pinecone creatures. This one is made with a different coloured card and spotty feathers. Or how about this pinecone dog with a tail, neck and legs made out of pipe cleaners? All right, keep your cone on. Pinecone creatures made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Draw your bird's body and beak on 2 pieces of coloured paper. Then carefully cut them out. Stick the beak onto the body, add the googly eyes, and finally stick your head and the feathers into the pinecone to finish your pinecone creature.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make Time.
It's Minute Make Time. Come on! Yes, it's Minute Make Time, and here's what we're going to make today. A jumbo lolly stick lizard. What a great way to use up all your old lolly sticks. Now, to make one of these, you will need a jumbo lolly stick. Also, 4 pipe cleaners, 2 white stickers, a black pen, and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You're having a laugh.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our lolly stick and then place 2 of these green pipe cleaners on there by bending them round into leg shapes. There's 1 and there's 2. Right, now we need some sticky tape to fix these in place. There we go, there's 1. Some more sticky tape, please. There's the other leg there. Brilliant, okay. Now let's give him a tongue. We can just loop that around like that. That's looking good. Let's get some more sticky tape. Stick that down there like that. Brilliant. Now he needs a tail, so let's just wind that around the fingers like that. And then we bring it out, it's all curly. Brilliant. Let's get some sticky tape and stick it down. And then if we flip him over, he's looking good. Right, you just need to give him some eyes like that. There's 1 there and 1 on the other side. And then if I get a black pen, I can make dots on his eyes and dots on the rest of his body. There, I did it.
That was close.
If you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of lolly stick lizards. This one's been made with a different coloured jumbo lolly stick and has felt tip pen spots. Or how about adding some sparkly stars to your lizard with star-shaped sequins and glitter? You can make any type of lolly stick lizard you want. Why don't you give it a go? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Bend 2 pipe cleaners to make legs and tape them to the back of the lolly stick. Bend another pipe cleaner into a curly tongue and stick that down too. Curl a pipe cleaner into a tail and stick it on.
Turn it over.
And stick on white stickers for eyes and add some details with a black pen to finish your lolly stick lizard.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time.
It's minute make time. Come on. Right, it's minute make time, and here's what we're going to make today. A colourful keyring charm. Perfect to hang on your bag, belt or lunchbox. Now, to make one of these, you'll need a pipe cleaner, some plastic coloured beads, a keyring, and a small plastic toy or button with a loop on the back of it like this. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way.
Oh, well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great. Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our pipe cleaner and feed on our small plastic toy like that. That's the rhino. Let's put him round there once or twice. There we go. Brilliant. Now let's turn it over like that and start feeding on our plastic beads. I'm going to start with this small dark green one like that. There we go. And then put on one of these slightly larger light green ones. There we go. You can use whatever colour beads you like and whatever shape and size.
Halfway there.
Oh, no, they're going everywhere. I've got to be... Oh, no, I need a big one now. That's it. That goes on there, like that. Now another small one. Oh, dear, I'm running out of time. There we go. And one more big one should do it, I think. All right. Oh, no, I'm running out of time. Right, now I need the keyring loop like that. And then I just need to loop it round and round and round and round like that. There we go. A fantastic keyring charm. Now all we need to do is attach it to our backpack or our lunchbox. And if you've got more than a minute, you could make a football keyring charm in your favourite team's colours and a football button. Or even a multicoloured key charm with a star at the bottom. A brilliant keyring bag charm made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Attach an old toy or button to the pipe cleaner, then feed lots of beads onto the pipe cleaner from the other end, and twist on your keyring loop to finish your keyring charm.
Why don't you try making it in a minute? Ooh. Hey, 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 it's Minute Make Time! Yes, it's Minute Make Time, and here's what we're going to make today. A springy puppet. Look, it's a wiggly worm. Now, to make one of these, you will need a long strip of paper, 2 small white stickers. Now, if you haven't got stickers, don't worry. You can always cut circles out from white paper. Some scissors, 2 drinking straws, a black pen, and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You must be bonkers!
Oh, good one, Tocky. He's right, you know. I'm going to have to be very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our strip of paper and cut a rounded shape at one end. This is going to be the head. There we go, like that. And then at the other end, we're going to make it nice and long. That's going to be the tail. There we go. Right, now we're going to fold this into a sort of spring shape by folding it one way and then the other, and then one way and then the other, and then that way. It's a bit like making a paper fan. Brilliant. Now, if we open it up like that, we can get our white stickers here and put the eyes on. There's one, and there's the other one coming now. There we go. Now, we need our black pen to put dots on for the eyes and draw on a mouth. And then if we turn him over, we can position our straws, get some sticky tape, and stick them in place. Oh, I've got to be quick, just a few seconds to go. I've done it!
That was close.
That was close, but if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of springy puppets. How about a sausage dog? It's got a dog's head and paws at one end and a tail and back legs at the other. Or how about a bendy crocodile? It's got a snappy mouth at one end and a crocodile's tail at the other. Whoa! Springy puppets made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take a long strip of coloured paper. Cut one end into a rounded head shape and the other into a pointed tail. Fold the body one way, then the other to make a spring. Use white stickers and a black pen to give your puppet eyes and a mouth. Stick on your straws at both ends, and your springy puppet is ready.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make Time.
It's Minute Make Time! Yes, it's Minute Make Time. Now, have you ever wanted your own pet, but you haven't been allowed one? Well, how about this? Look, it's your very own paper pet fish in his own tank. Now, to make this, you will need some scissors, a black pen, an empty plastic pot, some green tissue paper, some orange paper or card, some sticky tape, and some play sand that you can get from a toy shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got it. There we go, there's our play sand. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's put our play sand into our plastic pot like that. Let's shake it all out. Fantastic. And then put this to one side. Let's draw our fish. OK, he's going to look a bit like that. Let's give him a tail. Fantastic. An eye. A mouth and another little fin there. Now let's cut this out very carefully, but scissors are sharp, remember, so be very careful. There we go.
Faster!
Now, our fish is nearly ready, but we need to stick him into the tank. So let's make a little sticky roll of sticky tape, just by rolling it up like that. There we go. Fantastic. And then this will stick to our fish, and he will pop into the tank. Fantastic. Now I just need to tear this very quickly, this green tissue paper, like that. And if I bunch it up together, it makes the weed to go in the back. There! Time! He's great, isn't he? And if you've got more than a minute, you could try different ideas. How about doing more than one fish? Or perhaps one with a pet crab. You'll have to be nippy to make that one. A paper pet in its very own tank, made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Pour some play sand into a see-through plastic pot. Draw a fish and cut it out. Stick a rolled up bit of tape on the back of the fish and push it into the sand. Tear some green tissue paper for seaweed. Give it a twist and push it into the sand to finish your paper pet fish tank.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make Time!
Hey, it's Minute Make Time! It's Minute Make Time, and here's what we're going to make today. It's a Jazzy spinner. Whoa, look at it go! Whoa, it's made me a bit dizzy. Now, to make a Jazzy spinner, you will need a sharp pencil, a ball of modelling clay, a glue stick, a round lid from a cardboard cheese box like that, and also a circle of tissue paper that fits on top, some glitter, and some stick-on jewels that you can get from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. There we go. There are our jewels. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance!
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. And you can help at home by cheering along. Here we go, everyone. Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, the first thing to do is to glue our tissue circle on top of our lid. So put plenty of glue on there with the glue stick and then stick the tissue paper circle on top. There we go, that looks nice. And now let's put glue all around the edge of our lid. Put plenty on. This can be a bit messy, but you've got to get lots on. That's it, there we go, all the way around, because this is going to have glitter put on it. Here we go, so let's get our plate of glitter and roll it in. There we go, oh, that's looking good. There we go, round and round it goes. Get plenty of glitter on, that's looking good. OK, let's move that now. We need to put on our jewels. Oh, not long to go now. Here we go, let's put all 4 on. There's one there, and now we need to put our pencil in. So for that, we put our modelling clay underneath and very carefully push the pencil through. I've done it!
Only just!
Whoa, look at it go! Jazzy spinners made in a minute. There are lots of other types you could try too. This one's covered in lots of shiny stars. And this one's got a glittery spiral on it. Why don't you give it a go? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take a round cheese box and stick on a circle of coloured tissue paper. Glue the edges of the lid and roll it in the glitter. Stick on some jewels. Push a pencil through the cheese box to make yourself a Jazzy spinner.
So why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make Time!
Ooh, it's Minute Make Time. Come on. It's Minute Make Time, and here's what we're going to make today. Look at this. It's a hilarious hairband. A joke arrow through the head. It'll really make your friends laugh. Now, to make one of these, you will need 2 thin strips of brown card, some grey card, some red card, a hairband, some scissors, a pen, some glue and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to move very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get the red card and draw 2 sloping rectangles that face each other like that. This is going to be the back of our arrow. Now I'm going to have to cut this out.
Be careful.
Don't worry, Tocky, I will. All right, there we go. Around like that, and like that. There we go. And now I need to cut out something from the grey. That's a triangle shape.
Faster, faster.
I'm going as quick as I can. There we go. Now I need some glue and these strips here. Right, come on, glue. There we are. There's some glue there. And then some glue on this side there. There we go. Right, now I need some tape. And the hairband. Right, let's put that bit there and then just fit it around here if we can. There we go. Oh, I'm nearly done, I'm nearly done. Now we need this bit here, around here like that. I did it!
Only just.
Oh, phew. Hilarious hairbands made in a minute. And if you've got more than a minute, you could try different designs. Oh, look at my beautiful hair bunches and pink bows. Ooh, or how about cow horns and cow ears? Very moving. Hilarious hairbands made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Oh, here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Draw 2 sloping rectangle shapes facing each other on the red card. Draw a triangle on the grey card and cut everything out. Glue them to your thin brown strips of card and then tape the brown strips to the headband. Then your funny headband is complete.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make time.
It's Minute Make time! It's Minute Make time, and here's what we're going to make today. A surprise spring bug. It's a bouncy bug that pops up to say hello. Now, to make one of these, you will need an old plastic pot with a lid, like one of these here. Any shape or size will do. 2 different coloured strips of card, a pom-pom, a glue stick, and we'll also need some googly eyes that you can get from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. There are our googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our 2 strips and put them together like that in an L shape. And then get some glue and stick them together. Now, we're going to make a paper spring by folding over one way and then the other way and then one way and then the other way, all the way along until we've got our spring. Right, I've got to go as quick as I can. Now, this can be a bit tricky, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. Faster! I'm going as quick as I can, Tocky. There we go. Now, if I put a big dollop of glue on the end here, like that, and then we can put our pom-pom on top there. Now, let's give him some eyes. There we go. There's one eye. There. And then there's another eye. Let's stick him on. There we go. There. Now, if we get our pot and put some glue in there, we can put our surprise bug inside and close the lid.
Only just.
Phew, that was close. Now let's have a look inside. Only kidding, aren't you in there really? And if you've got more than a minute, you can make some other surprise spring bugs. This one's got 3 eyes and eyelashes made out of paper. Or you could put 2 bugs in one box for double the surprise. A surprise spring made in a minute. Give it a go. Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take 2 strips of card and glue them together in an L shape. Fold the strips over each other again and again and again until they make a spring. Stick the pom-pom on the end of the spring and stick on 2 googly eyes. Put some glue in the bottom of the pot, push the spring in firmly and close the lid on your surprise spring bug.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Hoo-hoo! It's minute make time. Come on! Here's what we're going to make today. A cake case rosette. Look at that. Very nice, eh? Now, to make one of these, you will need a small coloured cake case, a large cake case, 2 strips of tissue paper, a circle and a square of card, some scissors, a glue stick and a pen. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance!
Well, I think I can do it, Tocky, but I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Start the clock! Right, let's get the coloured cake case and turn it inside out and then glue it inside the large cake case. There we go. Stick that in there. Very good. Right, now I'm going to take the circle of card and draw a winner's cup. There we are. Just colour that in quickly. Very good. Right, now I need to glue that inside here. There we go. Put a bit of glue on there and then glue this inside. OK, that's looking good. Now I need to get the strips of tissue paper and very carefully snip a triangle
Be careful!
out of there. That's just one end. There, that looks good. There we go. Right, now I need to get some glue on this end here. And then put that on there, and then put some glue on there, and put the cake case rosette on top. And now with this square, I need to make a flap by tearing almost down to the end. And if I put some glue on there, I've got a cake case rosette. I did it!
Only just!
Yes, that was close. But now we can pop our cake case rosette into our pocket by using the flap that we made on the back. Let's see what it looks like. In it goes. Oh, yes, very nice indeed. And if you've got more than a minute, you can add more cake cases and tissue paper. Oh, this one's a football rosette with 2 different coloured tissue papers. Oh, and this one's made out of lots of cake cases for a really frilly effect. Cake case rosettes. Why don't you make one in a minute? Oh, here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Stick the coloured cake case inside the white cake case. Draw a winner's cup on the circle and stick it inside the cake case. Snip triangles out of the tissue paper strips and stick them to the back of the rosette. Then tear a slit in the square of card and stick half of it to the back of the cake case rosette and pop it in your pocket.
Why don't you make it in a minute? It's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Hey, it's minute make time. And here's what we're going to make today. A one-eyed monster.
Aye, aye.
Now, to make this one-eyed monster, you will need a feather, a pen, some scissors, some green card, and a googly eye and some air-drying clay that you can get from an art and craft shop. I've got them. Right, I'm going to put my air-drying clay down there at the moment and leave it in the bag, but here's my googly eye. Put that down there. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Well, I think I can, Tocky. I will have to move very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, I'm going to get one big lump of clay and roll it into a ball and then squash it into the body shape of my monster. Then I'm going to get two smaller lumps of clay and roll them into small sausages. These are going to be the monster's legs. There we go, they're the legs. And there's the body. Okay, looking good. Right, I'm going to get a feather now and stick that in the top there and then give my monster an eye. Now we need to give him some arms, don't we? So for that, we can draw those on the side of this card here. There's one arm, there's two arms, and now I'm going to cut these out.
Be careful.
Don't worry, Tocky, I'm being careful. Here we go. Oh, I'm running out of time. Right, going to cut round here. There we go. Come on now. Don't fail me, scissors, don't fail me.
Come on, slow coach.
I'm going as quick as I can, Tocky. There we go, there's one in there and one in there. There, I've done it.
Lucky, lucky.
Hey, that was lucky. And if you've got more than a minute, you can paint your monster a nice bright colour. How about an orange stripy one? You can even make one with two eyes, like this blue spotty one.
Don't I look great?
One-eyed monsters made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Squash clay into a ball for the monster's body. Roll two sausage shapes for the legs and stick them onto the body. Stick a feather on top and then stick on the googly eye. Draw two arms on the coloured paper, cut them out, and finally stick the arms into your one-eyed monster.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time.
Ho-ho! It's minute make time. Come on. It's minute make time, and here's what we're going to make today. It's coin clackers. Olé! Now, to make coin clackers, you will need a rectangle-shaped piece of cardboard, two strips of thin card, two coins that are the same size, some sticky tack and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You'll have to go like the clackers.
Yes, I will. I'll have to be quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Start the clock! Right, let's get the piece of rectangle-shaped cardboard and fold it in half like that. Then get a strip of card and loop it around the finger. That makes one loop, and we can fix that in place with a piece of sticky tape. There we go. On you go, there's one loop. I'm going to do the same with the other piece of card here. Just looping it around like that. There we go. And a bit of sticky tape there. Should fix it in place. Go on you go.
Halfway there.
Halfway already? Oh, no. Right, I need to make a loop of sticky tape now. And around here we go. If I put that one on there, that will fix one of the loops in. And now I need another bit now.
Come on,
here we
slow
are.
coach.
Oh, I haven't got long. I'm running out of time. Right, here we go. If I put that on there, put that loop there. Now I need my coins. And if I stick those on, there, and there, I've done it!
That was close.
Yeah, just in time. A coin clacker made in a minute. And if you've got more than a minute, you could paint your coin clacker and even do different designs. This one's got wavy patterns. And this one's got stripes, triangles and dots. How about this snapping clacker? It's painted just like a crocodile. Coin clackers. Made in a minute. Why don't you give it a go? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. To make a coin clacker, fold some cardboard in half. Roll two bits of card around your finger to make tubes. Tape one to the top of your clacker and one to the bottom. Put some sticky tack onto your coins and stick them to the inside of your clacker, lining them up so they hit each other.
Why don't you make it in a minute?
Minute make time.
Hey, it's minute make time. Come on. It's minute make time, and here's what we're going to make today. A bookworm. The perfect fellow to mark where you are in a book or a favourite page. Now, to make a bookworm, you will need a strip of card, some scissors, an old rubber glove, some cotton wool, a glue stick, some sticky tape, and some googly eyes. No, not these googly eyes. The sort of googly eyes that you find in an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Right. Here are our googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great! Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, the first thing we're going to do is get our old rubber glove and some scissors and very carefully cut off 2 of the fingers like this. There we go. Very careful. Nice. And then just give them a little snip. Right, now let's fill these with cotton wool. Here we go. There's a bit in that finger there. In you go. And then we need a bit in this finger here. There we go. Right, stuff it. I'm going to leave a little bit at each end because that's where we're going to put this, our strip of card. Now, if I bunch it all together there and get a bit of sticky tape, I can stick it down on that side, and then another bit of sticky tape for this side. Here we go. Bunch it together there.
Faster, faster.
Stick down. There we go. And if you turn it over, yeah, it's looking good, looking good. Right, now I need some glue on this side here. There we go, where I can put the 2 googly eyes. There's 1, and there's 2. There, I've done it!
That was close.
Phew, that was close. But if you've got more than a minute, you could try some other bookworms. Like this one here with spots. Or this one with glittery stripes. Or how about this one with fur? Bookworms made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Cut 2 fingers off a washing up glove. Stuff them with cotton wool and stick both ends to the piece of card. Finally, stick on the googly eyes to finish your bookworm.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute make time.
Oh, it's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Oh, it's minute make time, and here's what we're going to make today. A wobbly clown. Whoa there, wobbly clown. Stop it. You're making me dizzy. Now, to make a wobbly clown, you will need a piece of white card or paper, a black pen, a small pom-pom, 2 pieces of tissue paper, some scissors, a ball of modelling clay, a glue stick, and we'll also need a plastic egg that opens into 2 halves and some googly eyes. Now, you can get these from an art and craft shop or a toy shop. I'll be back in a tick. Right, here we go. I've got my googly eyes. There they are there. And somewhere, oh, here it is. Here's our plastic egg that opens in half. Fantastic. Right, I'll put that back over here for now, because now it's time to do it. Do you think we can make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance.
Well, I think I can do it, Tocky, but I'm going to have to move quickly. Don't worry, though. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute.
Start the clock.
Yes, let's. Right, let's get our plastic egg, move it over here and put some modelling clay in the middle. Now it wobbles. Now let's give our clown some googly eyes with some glue. There we go, there's one. Right, let's stick that one on.
There we go. And now there's another googly eye about to go on. Come here, that's it. Now he needs a nose, and that's the pom-pom. Let's put plenty of glue on there. Oh, he's wobbling around everywhere. Now he needs a mouth, so for that we need the card.
Halfway!
Halfway already? Oh dear. There's the mouth, like that. There we go. Right, let's cut this out very carefully. Round we go. Oh, round we go with the mouth. Round there and round there. Great. OK, that one goes on there. And now he's got a mouth. All he needs is some hair. So I've put some glue there and some glue there. And then scrunch these two bits up here. You've got yourself a wobbly. Done it!
Only just!
That was close, Tocky. But do you know, if we had more than a minute, we could have made some other ideas. How about a little chick using a yellow egg with an orange beak? Or a pig using a pink egg with a paper snout? Or you could make an out-of-this-world alien. Why don't you make a wobbly clown or one of his friends? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. To make your wobbly clown, press a small ball of modelling clay into the bottom half of your plastic egg. Stick on 2 googly eyes, stick on a pom-pom for a nose, draw a mouth on some paper, cut it out and stick it on. Scrunch up 2 balls of tissue paper for the hair and stick it on to finish your wobbly clown.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Hey, hey, hey! It's minute make time! Now, have you ever been stuck for something to wear at a fancy dress party? Well, here's a great problem solver. Ooh, it's a fancy dress headdress that's fun to make. Now, to make one of these, you will need lots and lots of coloured feathers, a plastic jewel, ooh, look at it, some stickers, a glue stick, some sticky tape and a strip of card. Now, this strip of card needs to be able to fit all the way around your head. Now, that's quite tricky to do, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You must be joking!
Well, thanks a lot, Tocky, but I think I can do it. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Start the clock! Right, let's get the strip and start laying out our feathers. Now, you can use whatever colour feathers you like, in whatever order. There we go. Put those ones down there. Now I'm going to get the green ones. They look nice. That way, there we go, just line them up. And now I think 2 yellow ones would look nice, either side there. And then how about these ones? Yes, they can go on the end there. Now I need to get a long piece of sticky tape that puts them all in place. There we go, it's very long. Going as quick as I can. Right, here we go. Gonna stick all the feathers down like that. There we go, there we go. Now if I turn that over, I can stick on my jewel into the middle. There we are, bit of glue there. There we go. And now let's put some stickers on. There's a sticker there and a sticker there. I'm running out of time. There we go. And now if I just get a bit of sticky tape, I can fix it in place. I've done it. Look at that. It's a fancy dress headdress.
Only just!
And if you've got more than a minute, there are some other ideas you could try. Oh, very nice. This one's got pipe cleaners and paper details. Oh, and this one's got twigs and leaves. Fancy dress headdresses made in a minute. Why don't you give it a go? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Get an adult to help measure a strip of card that fits around your head. Arrange feathers along it and tape them into place. Turn it over and stick on some jewels and stickers. Finally, tape the ends together and your fancy dress headdress is complete.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Oh, it's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Whoa, have you ever wanted to make your friends laugh? Well, here's a good idea. Ooh, silly, springy eyes. You can buy them in a shop, or you can make your own. Now, to make these springy eyes, you will need 4 strips of coloured card, 2 circles of card, a pair of old sunglasses. Hi there. A glue stick, some white stickers, a black pen and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You're having a laugh.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, I'm going to make a paper spring now by folding over one way with a strip, and then the other way, and then one way, and then the other way, and then one way, and then the other way. Like this, over and over. There's one spring. Brilliant. And now I need to make another one. There we go. Let's spring into action. There we go. Over there.
Faster,
Oh, I've got to be quick as I can. There we go. Right, another spring. Now I need to get some glue and put some on the end there and some on the end there, and then put on my circles.
Halfway there.
Halfway already? Oh no. Right, now, where are my circles? There they are. There's 1 and there's 2. Now these are going to be the eyes, so I need to get a black pen and put a circle in the middle. There we are. There's a pupil there. And there's one. Brilliant. Right, I need to get a loop of sticky tape like this and put them on the glasses. There's one loop. Now I need another one. 10 seconds. Oh no, I'm running out of time. There's that one there. There's one eye. And there's the other one. I've done it.
Only just.
And if you've got more than a minute, you can make some other silly, springy eyes. Ooh, very funny. It looks like I've got robot eyes. Ooh, or how about dizzy eye glasses? The sillier the better. Silly, springy glasses. Why don't you make them in a minute? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take 4 coloured strips of paper and fold them together like this to make 2 paper springs. Glue on 2 coloured circles and then put stickers with dots on for eyes. And then stick your springs onto your glasses to finish your silly, springy eyes.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute make time.
Wow, it's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Yes, it's minute make time, and this is what we're going to make today. A Flappy ear card. Look at that. It's from me. Now, to make one of these, you will need a square of coloured card, 3 white stickers, a pair of scissors, and a black pen. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You're having a laugh.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to move very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our square of paper and fold it in half like that there. And then with our scissors, we can cut along the fold.
Be careful.
I'm being careful, Tocky. There we go. This will give us 2 smaller triangles. Now, if we fold both corners down like that and like that, we get our 2 flappy ears. Now I'm going to draw a nose and 2 eyes with my black pen onto my white stickers. There's the nose. That's just coloured in completely in black, that one. And then the eyes are 2 dots. There's 1 and there's 2. Right, let's put these on very quickly, if we can. There we go. Right, come on then, nose. Here we go. There's our nose. Brilliant. Now we need 1 eye. There's 1 eye. There it is. There. Right. Let's give him a face. There, 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 and there, and there. I've done it.
Only just.
Oh, yeah, that was close. But this ear card is for you, Tocky, so I'm going to write my name here. There you go, Tocky.
You're too kind.
And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of Flappy cards. This one's a rabbit with big teeth and a little pink nose. And how about this spotty pig with a big snout? Ear cards made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take a square piece of coloured card and fold it in half. Then cut along the fold to make 2 triangle shapes. Fold down the top corners of one of the triangles to make ears. Put on stickers for a nose and eyes. Add details with a black pen and then write your message behind the ear on your ear card.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make Time!
Hey, it's Minute Make Time. Come on. And here's what we're going to make today. A spoon alien. It's out of this world! Actually, it's made out of a plastic spoon. Yeah. And to make it, you will need some green stickers, a green plastic spoon, a green pipe cleaner, a black pen, a glue stick, and we'll also need some googly eyes and some air drying clay, which you can get from an art and craft shop. I'll be back before you can say, oh, he's gone to the shop again. I've got them. Here are my googly eyes, and I've got some air drying clay, and it's been rolled into 2 small balls like that, and a slightly larger sausage shape. There we go. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, well, thank you, Tocky. I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great! Let's make it in a minute! Right, get the green plastic spoon and the googly eyes, and we're going to glue them on to the back of the spoon like this. There's one. There's one googly eye. Let's get the other one. There we go. Right, 2 googly eyes. Now let's get a pen and draw a nose like that and a mouth. Now let's give him ears with the stickers. There's 1 alien ear. Let's put another alien ear in.
Halfway there!
Halfway already. There we go, he's looking good. Now we're going to get the green pipe cleaner and wrap it around the spoon to give him arms. There's 1 arm. There's another arm like that. And now let's put these balls of clay onto the ends. These are going to be the hands. There we go, there's 1. And there's the other one. And now if we get this sausage of clay and squeeze it into feet, we can stick in a spoon alien. I did it!
Only just!
Yes, that was quite close actually, but if you've got more than a minute, you can wait for the clay to dry and then paint your alien a nice alien colour, like green. In fact, you could make a whole family of aliens. How about a silver alien, made with a plastic silver spoon and a glittery pipe cleaner? Or even a tiny alien, made by carefully cutting a plastic spoon in half. Spoon aliens made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Stick 2 googly eyes to the back of your spoon. Draw on a nose and a mouth. Add stickers for ears and wrap a pipe cleaner around the spoon to make arms. Then press 2 small lumps of clay to the ends of the pipe cleaner for hands. And finally, stand the spoon up in a lump of clay and you've made your spoon alien.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make Time!
Oh, it's Minute Make Time! Here's what we're going to make today. It's a great game that looks like an ice cream cone. Let's give it a go. The idea being that you catch the ice cream in the cone. And now to make this, you will need a pair of scissors, a brush, some gloopy PVA glue, some sticky tape, a sponge ball, a circle and a square of tissue paper, and half a circle shape of paper or card. Oh, and not forgetting a little bit of wool. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, well, I think I can do it, Tocky. I will have to be very quick, though. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Let's get our half circle of brown paper or card and make it into a cone shape like that. I'm going to stick it with some sticky tape. Yeah, that's in position. There's the cone. Now let's make the ice cream. That's the sponge ball, but we also need the circle of tissue paper. I'm just going to trim around the edges here to make it into a droopy, drippy-looking sauce. There we go.
Be careful!
Round and round. I'm being careful, Tocky, don't you worry. There we go. Let's get some gloopy glue on our ball now. There we go, on the top there. Put plenty on. And then stick our sauce on the top. There we go. Then let's scrunch up the red piece of tissue paper. That's going to be a cherry on the top. There we go, there's the cherry. And then let's get the wool, stick that inside the cone, like that. Stick the wool to the ball, and then you're ready to play.
That was close!
Yes, that was close, but it makes a game that looks good enough to eat.
Can I eat it?
No, you can't, Tocky. This isn't for eating, it's for playing with. So let's have a game. Here we go. Oh, I did it! And if you've got more than a minute, you could try some other ideas. Ooh, how about a mint ice cream with painted chocolate drops and a pom-pom chocolate on top?
Ooh! Or you could even make it into a flower by adding some paper petals around the cone.
Fantastic games made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll half a circle of brown paper or card into a cone shape and stick it together. Trim the pink tissue paper circle into a wobbly sauce shape and then glue it onto the sponge ball. Scrunch up the red tissue paper and glue it on top for the cherry. Tape one end of the wall to the cone and the other to the sponge ball. And your ice cream cone game is finished.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Great! It's minute make time. Here's what we're going to make today. A pipe cleaner mouse. Say cheese, Mr. Mouse. That's how mice say cheese. Honest. And to make a pipe cleaner mouse, you will need a pair of scissors, a pencil, a pink pipe cleaner, 3 white pipe cleaners, and some glue. Oh, we'll also need some googly eyes, and you can get those from an art and craft shop. Wait right there. I've got them. Yes, here are my googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
You're having a laugh!
Really, Tocky? Well, I think I can do it. I'll have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Start the clock!
Here we go. Let's get the pink pipe cleaner and very carefully snip it in half like that. And then we're going to bend this half up like that to make a nose. Now we need a white pipe cleaner and we're going to wrap it around the pencil like this. There we go. If you slide it off, this is going to be the body of our mouse. There we go. That goes up to the nose. Then with this other pink piece here, we're going to fold it into ear shapes. There we go. There's one ear and there's the other ear. And we can pop that up and squeeze it into position.
There we go. Our mouse has got 2 ears. Now we need to get these other 2 white pipe cleaners and wrap them round the pencil. There's one.
Faster!
And there's the other one. Wrap it round. This is the rest of the mouse's body. And then slide that off and slide it onto our mouse like that. Curl the tail up. And then we need to stick on 2 eyes. One bit of glue there, one bit of glue there. There's one eye. And there is the other eye. I've done it!
Only just!
That was close. And I made a little mouse in a minute. And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of pipe cleaner animals. Try making a pipe cleaner lion. This one's got long legs and loops for feet. Or how about this stripy caterpillar? It's got lots of small pipe cleaners for legs. A pipe cleaner creature made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Take a pink pipe cleaner and bend the end to make a mouse nose. Twist the white pipe cleaner around a pencil. This makes the mouse's head. Slide it onto the pink pipe cleaner all the way up to the nose. Twist another pink pipe cleaner into the shape of 2 ears and attach them to the head. Twist and attach 2 more white pipe cleaners to make the mouse's body. And finally add 2 googly eyes to complete your pipe cleaner mouse.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Maid time!
It's Minute Maid time. Come on. Here's what we're going to make today. A wobbly bug. It's a bug that's wobbly.
I'm wibbly wobbly.
And to make one, you will need a glue stick, a pipe cleaner, 2 pom-poms, that's one big and one small, and we'll also need some air drying clay, some googly eyes and half of a plastic egg. Now you can get these things from a toy shop or an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. Wait there. I've got them. Here we go. Let's have a look what we've got.
1 googly eye. There's 2. And there's the ball of air drying clay. And also, here's a plastic egg which splits into 2 halves. Now I'm going to use this half here, which has got a rounded bottom. Now you don't just have to use a plastic egg. Oh no, there are lots of different plastic containers that you can use.
Just make sure they split into 2 halves.
But do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, well, I think I can do it, Tocky. I'll have to move quickly, though, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Start the clock!
Here we go. Let's get our ball of air drying clay and squidge it into the bottom of our half of the egg. There we go. And then we're going to get a pipe cleaner and wrap it around our finger like that to make a spring. There we go. I'm going to spring into action, Tocky, and push the spring into the clay like that. There we go. That's looking wobbly and good. Now let's make our bug. I've got the small pom-pom here. I'm going to put plenty of glue onto it like that to make a nose. And then I'm going to put on the googly eyes. Here's one. There we go. 1 googly eye. And here's the other googly eye going on. There we go. And now I just need to stick him into the top of the spring like this. There he goes. You've got yourself 1 wobbly bug.
Stop the clock!
Yes, and if you've got more than a minute, there are other wobbly bugs that you can make too.
How about using a yellow pipe cleaner with a purple pom-pom? Or why not try making a really big wobbly bug by using a bigger pom-pom and a bigger egg?
Wobbly bugs made in a minute. Why don't you try making one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Put a ball of air drying clay into the bottom of the egg. Curl a pipe cleaner around your finger to make a spring shape. Stick the pipe cleaner into the clay and then stick a nose and 2 googly eyes onto the pom-pom.
Push the pom-pom onto the spring to finish your wobbly bug.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make Time!
Oh, great! It's Minute Make Time! Here's what we're going to make today. It's an ugly rock. It's ugly, but it looks great. Just like me. And to make an ugly rock, you will need a glue stick, a black pen, a pair of scissors, some white paper, a very small fluffy pom-pom, and a button. Now we'll also need a stone and some googly eyes. Now you can get these from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. And here they are. There's our stone and our two googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, well, I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Get your clean rock and glue on some googly eyes like this. There's one eye. There's another one. There, 2 eyes. Now let's give him some funny hair with a pom-pom. Put plenty of glue on there and then stick that on. There we go. And then a nose with a button. There we go. Oh, it needs a bit more glue on the pom-pom. Go on, stick on. There we go. Now let's make a mouth by drawing a funny one on some white paper.
Halfway there!
There we go, like that. Now I'm going to cut these out very carefully with some scissors. There we go. Round there like that. Round and round we go. Don't forget scissors are sharp, so you can take a bit longer with that bit if you like. Now I need to get some glue and glue it on to the mouth of my ugly rock. I did it!
Only just.
With time to spare, actually, Tocky. And if, like me, you've got more than a minute, you could paint your ugly rock a brilliant bright colour, like this green one. Or how about trying a yellow ugly rock with a square button for its nose? Or a blue ugly rock with a bigger pom-pom for its hair? Or why not try making a bigger ugly rock with more eyes and painted spots? Ugly rocks made in a minute. They're ugly, but beautiful. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Glue the googly eyes onto a stone. Stick on a pom-pom for hair. And stick on a button for a nose. Draw and cut out a funny, ugly mouth and stick it onto your stone to finish your ugly rock.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make Time!
Oh, great! It's Minute Make Time! Come on! Here's what we're going to make today. Brilliant bugs on a stick. And for this, you will need a stick and some pipe cleaners that have been cut into 18 small pieces. We'll also need some air drying clay and some googly eyes. Now, you can get these from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. Whew. I've got them. Here they are. Let's have a look. We've got one large ball, one medium-sized ball, and one small ball. And we've also got 6 googly eyes, and they're made up of 2 large googly eyes, 2 medium-sized ones, and then 2 smaller ones. Great! Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Really, Tocky? Well, I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great! Let's make it in a minute! Get your stick and then squidge on the balls of clay. That's the large one at the front, the middle-sized one in the middle, and the small one on the end like that. And then start putting in the legs. Now that's 6 legs for each creature, 3 on each side. There we go. Let's get these in as quickly as possible. There we go. In you go. Brilliant. 3 for this one. Oh, better squish that one down a bit more. There we go. There, now the other side. Here we go. 3 legs here.
Faster, faster.
Oh, I know I'm going as quick as I can, Tocky. Okay, there we go. And now we need to put on the eyes. 2 big eyes for the big bug. 2 medium-sized eyes for the medium-sized bug. And 2 small eyes for the small bug. I've done it!
Only just.
Phew, that was close, wasn't it? And if you've got more than a minute, you can paint your bugs on a stick and cover them in a layer of gloopy PVA glue to make them even stronger. In fact, you can decorate your bugs however you like.
These bugs have been painted in different colours and covered in glitter.
Oh, very sparkly. Bugs on sticks made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Push 3 different sized balls of clay onto a stick. Then push short bits of pipe cleaner into the clay for the legs. Finally, stick on googly eyes to finish your bugs on a stick.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make time.
It's Minute Make time. Come on. And here's what we're going to make today. A slot plane. Sorry, I was being a bit silly there, wasn't I? Or some might say, plain silly. No? Oh, OK. Well, to make a slot plane, you will need a pair of scissors, a glue stick, a black pen, a triangle of white card, a sausage shape of white card, and a large rectangle of white card. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way.
Oh, I see. Well, I think I can do it, but I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute.
Start the clock.
Let's go! Let's get our triangle and our sausage shape of white card. And if we glue the triangle on the end, that will make a good fin for our aeroplane. There we go. Now I'm going to turn it over and fold it in half like that, and then make a snip very carefully along this folded edge. That's going to make a slot. Now, if we open that up, we can make ourselves a wing by drawing a wing shape on this rectangular piece of card there. Now, I'm going to get a pair of scissors and cut this wing shape out very carefully.
Be careful.
I'm being careful, Tocky, don't you worry. There comes the wing. There we go. Right, now, hopefully, our wing will slot into our plane. Let's have a look. Yes, it does. That looks great. OK, now I'm going to get my black pen and draw on a window at the front, and then windows all the way along. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. I've done it!
Stop the clock.
Phew! That was close. But if you've got more than a minute, you can always tape on a piece of string and ask someone to hang it up for you. Hee-hee! Plus, there are lots of other designs that you can try too.
What about a stunt plane made with red card and a pointy body? Or even a cartoon-style jet with a big round body and short round wings. Slot planes.
Made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. To make a slot plane, glue the triangle to one end of the oval card. Draw a wing shape on the bottom edge of your card and cut it out. Fold the plane in half. Make a small snip and slot the wings through the middle. Draw windows at the front and down the sides of your slot plane. And then ask someone to hang it up.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Oh, it's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Here's what we're making today. A flying saucer from outer space. Yes, and to make a flying saucer, you will need some sticky tape, some glue, a brush, a fluffy pom-pom, a paper bowl, a paper plate, a clear plastic tub and a piece of wool. We'll also need some googly eyes, and you can get those from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Here are our googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, my feathered friend, we're about to find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Right, let's get our bowl and put on lots of gloopy PVA glue. We're going to put all around the edge here. Going to put on plenty, because that's going to help us stick it to our paper plate. There we go, we're going to turn the bowl upside down like that, and then stick it on. That's going to make our spaceship. Now we get our pom-pom, dip that in the glue as well, and then glue that on top. And then we need to get our googly eyes and stick those on. Now our alien's going to have 3 eyes. There's 1, there's 2, and here's the 3rd alien eye. Oh, I've got to hurry up. There we go, there's his 3rd eye. Stick that down a bit more. Now get some glue on this. This is our tub, that goes on top, and then we stick the bit of wool on top of that. I've done it!
Nice alien!
That was close, but I made a flying saucer in a minute. And if you've got more than a minute, you can paint and decorate your flying saucer however you like.
You could paint it silver, add coloured stickers and make it stand out with a black pen. Or why not make a really big flying saucer for lots of aliens using a bigger plate and a bigger bowl?
A flying saucer made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Glue round the edge of a paper bowl and stick it to a paper plate. Glue on a pom-pom and stick on googly eyes. Then glue a plastic tub on top of your pom-pom. And finally tape wool to the top of the tub to complete your flying saucer.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Oh, great! It's minute make time. Come on. Here's what we're going to make today. A glittery box. Perfect for keeping all your bits and pieces inside. Now, to make a glittery box, you will need a round box with a lid like this, a brush, some glitter, and a special gloopy mixture made from half paint and half gloopy glue. You'll also need some shiny gems and some sparkly stars, which you can get from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Here they are. Our shiny gem and our sparkly stars. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry though, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Right, get an old tray or a mat, put your round box in the middle, and the gloopy mixture needs to completely cover it like this. There we go, let's cover the whole thing. You can use whatever colour you like, obviously, but I think blue will look rather good. That's it, around we go. Get a bit more on the brush. There we are. It's messy this, but it's lots of fun.
Get a move on.
There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, now I can put on the shiny gem in the middle, and now the stars. Now, of course, these will stick because there's gloopy glue in our mixture. There we go. Put that one down there as well. Now, as a finishing touch, let's get some glitter and sprinkle it all over like that. Put some around the side as well, and some around there. Give it a little bit of a shake, and you can just roll the edge in it, and I've done it!
Only just.
Yes, but if you've got more than a minute, why not try some other ideas? How about a yoghurt pot covered in blue glitter and silver gems? You can even make a really big glittery box with lots of gems and shiny stickers on it. Great glittery boxes made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Cover the box with a mixture of paint and gloopy glue. Place on shiny gems and stars, and sprinkle on glitter to finish your fantastic glittery box.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Maid time.
Oh, great! It's Minute Maid time! And here's what we're going to make today. A clacker drum. It's great fun, look. And to make one, you will need some sticky tape, a pencil, an empty cheese box. Now, you need one with a lid, like that. A piece of string. Now, that's got to be twice the length of your cheese box. You need a ball of sticky tack and 2 large beads. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way.
I can't believe you're saying that, Tocky. I think I could do it, although I will have to move very quickly. Don't worry, though. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute.
Start the clock.
Let's go. Right, let's get our cheese box and a pencil and very carefully push through to make a hole with the pencil. Then get our ball of sticky tack and squidge it in place so the pencil stays firm. Then let's put the lid back on like that and lay our string on top. We can stick that into position with some sticky tape right across the middle. There we go. Now let's get one of our beads and feed it onto one end. There we go. And then tie a knot. There we are. Right, now let's do the same on the other side. There's the other bead, like this. And let's feed it on here. Through it goes, like that. Go on, through you go. There we are. And let's tie a knot on this end as well. And once I've done that...
Get a move on.
I'm going as fast as I can, Tocky. There's the other knot, and I have done it! Woo!
Only just.
Yes, and if you've got more than a minute, you can decorate your clacker drum. Look at this one here. It's got a circle of paper on each side. In fact, you can make all sorts of clacker drums in the same way. Ooh! This one's painted with a swirly pattern. Ho-ho! And look at this brightly coloured clacker drum with lots of beads. Clacker drums made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Push a hole in the side of a cheese box with a pencil and hold it steady with sticky tack. Put the lid back on and tape the string across the middle. Tie a bead to both ends of the string to finish your clacker drum.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make time!
Great! It's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. A lolly stick bookmark. It looks great and it also slides on to your favourite page
Like this, so it's easy to find.
Fantastic! Now, to make one of these, you will need a black pen, a pair of scissors, 2 lolly sticks, a glue stick, 3 pieces of craft foam and some sticky tape. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, fancy you saying that, Tocky. I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Let's get our pink and yellow craft foam and draw an ice cream. So that's made up of a cone shape like that. And, of course, a big blob of ice cream. There we go. Let's very carefully cut those out.
Be careful!
I'm being careful, Tocky, don't you worry. There we go.
I like ice cream!
Yeah, I like ice cream as well, Tocky, but I haven't really got time to talk about that at the moment. There we go. Now, I'm also going to cut out a small circle of red foam. Now, that's going to be the cherry on the top. There we go. Right, let's get some sticky tape and our 2 lolly sticks. And I'm going to stick those lolly sticks together like that at the top. Then let's get some glue. Put some glue on there. And that's going to be our cone position. Then some glue on there. That's going to be the ice cream, like that. And then that's going to be the cherry on the top.
Add some detail to the cone.
I've done it!
That was close!
Yes, that was a bit close, wasn't it? But now I can put my bookmark into my book by opening it up like that and then sliding it onto a favourite page. Very nice indeed. Fantastic! And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of bookmarks. Like this panda made with white craft foam. Or how about this wiggly bookworm made with peach-coloured craft foam? Lolly stick bookmarks made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Draw an ice cream on the craft foam and carefully cut it out. Tape the ends of the 2 lolly sticks together. Then glue the craft foam pieces to the taped ends of the lolly sticks to finish your lolly stick bookmark.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make time!
Hey, it's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. A cup nose. Oh, and I knows this is going to be a good make because it looks like a dog's nose. Now, to make this, you will need a pair of scissors, a sharp pencil, a black pen, 2 pieces of wool, a ball of modelling clay, a fluffy pom-pom, a paper cup, some card and a glue stick. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, I think I can do it, but I'm going to have to move very, very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Get the paper cup and a ball of modelling clay and a sharp pencil and make a hole either side like that. There's one hole.
Be careful!
I'm being careful, don't you worry, Tocky. And a hole on the other side like that. And then we're going to get our pieces of wool and poke those through, one through that side, like that. Come on, through you go. There we go. That's it. And I'm going to tie a knot here, like that.
That's on one side, and then tie a knot on the other side.
Halfway there.
Halfway already, goodness me. Just tie a knot here, there we go. Right, now get some glue, put that on top, and put the pom-pom on top there. There, that's that done. Now we're going to draw a tongue on a piece of card, like that, and then very carefully cut it out. Oh, gotta be quick. There we go, round we go, and then I can glue this on to a dog cup. I did it!
Only just.
But if you've got more than a minute, you can paint and decorate your cup nose however you like. Oh, I painted this one in brown, just like a dog's nose. Oh, and look at this one here. It's painted like a stripy tiger's nose. Ooh. Or how about a mouse with whiskers and a pink nose? Ooh. Cup noses made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Carefully make 2 holes in the sides of a paper cup with a pencil. Push wool through the holes and tie a knot. Glue a pom-pom onto the top of the cup. Draw a tongue on red paper, cut it out and stick it onto the cup, and your paper cup nose is ready.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make time.
Oh, great! It's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. A toothbrush holder whale. And to make it, we'll need a plastic knife, an old toothbrush, and we'll also need some air drying clay and some googly eyes. Now, we can get these from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Here they are.
Googly eyes and our air drying clay rolled into 2 small balls and 1 big one.
Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way.
Well, I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute. Get the big ball of clay and just flatten the bottom by pushing it like that. Then, with your fingers, squeeze out a tail shape. That's it. Like this. There we are. Very nice indeed. Now, if I turn it round, we can give our whale a face. And we do that very carefully with a plastic knife. That gives the whale a nice smile. Give him 2 eyes. There's 1 eye there, and there's the 2nd eye going on. There it is, right. Let's get the 2 small balls of clay, and we're going to push them into the side of the whale's body like that, and flatten them slightly. That gives him fins. And then if we get a toothbrush and stick it in the middle, you've got yourself a toothbrush holder whale!
Stop the clock.
What a fantastic toothbrush holder. And if you've got more than a minute, you can paint it a nice bright colour, like this blue one here. In fact, you can make all sorts of toothbrush holders, like this hedgehog. It's made out of a pointy ball of clay, and it's got lots of toothbrushes for spikes. Or how about a spiky caterpillar made out of 5 balls of clay? A toothbrush holder whale made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Flatten the bottom of the large ball of clay. Make a tail. And a smile with a plastic knife. Add the googly eyes. Stick on the small balls of clay to make fins. And finally, push in your toothbrush to make your toothbrush hold a whale. Lovely.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make time.
It's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. An easy tambourine.
And to make one of these, you will need an empty sweet tube, a glue stick, 3 pieces of pipe cleaner, a strip of card, and 3 pet balls that you can get from a pet shop. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, really, Tocky? Well, I think I can do it, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great! Let's make it in a minute! OK, let's get our 3 pet balls and our 3 pieces of pipe cleaner, and we're going to feed the pieces of pipe cleaner through the balls like that. There's one, and let's do another one. There it goes, through. And then the last piece of pipe cleaner goes through this pet ball. Now let's get our strip of card, and if we lay it out,
We're going to put 1
at the top here first. Now I'm going to wrap the pieces of pipe cleaner around. There we go, like that, so it's in place.
Then I'm going to put 1 in the middle. There we are, wrapping that round again so it's nice and tight. It's in position. And last but not least, I'm going to put 1 at the bottom.
Faster, faster!
I'm going as quick as I can, Tocky. Right, let's make sure they're all in position. I think they are. Yes. Right, let's get our sweet tube and put some glue on both ends. That's that end and that end there. Oh, I better hurry up. And if we stick our strip there and there, we can make some music with our tambourine.
Only just...
Not bad, eh? And if you've got more than a minute, you could decorate the handle by painting it. Nice! You could even add some stickers to decorate it. Ooh, or why not try using a bigger sweet tube and lots more balls? Hey! An easy tambourine made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Feed the pipe cleaner pieces through the pet balls. Wrap the ends of the pipe cleaners around the card and space them out like this. Finally, stick the card to the tube and your easy tambourine is complete.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Maid time!
Hey, hey, hey! It's Minute Maid time! Here's what we're going to make today. A beautiful badge card. And to make a badge card, you will need a circle of card, a peg, a rectangle of card, some glue, a pair of scissors, some glitter, and some coloured stickers. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Really, Tocky? Well, I think I can do it. I will have to be quick, though, but don't worry. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute.
Stop the clock!
There we go. Right, let's get our circle of card and glue it onto our peg. Let's put plenty of glue on. There we go. And then stick it on there like that. Now, Tocky, pick a number.
Number 1!
Number 1, right, OK. I'm going to bring a tray in and then draw a number 1 with my gloopy glue pot. There we go. There's a number 1. And then get some glitter. And put glitter all over like that. There we go. And shake it all over. And then if I shake it off, only the number 1 will stay.
Halfway!
Halfway? Goodness me. Right. I better get this rectangle of card and fold it in half like that. And then make 2 snips at the top. Here and here. I'm going to fold that strip back. And that's going to help us pin on our badge. That's looking great. Now I can just stick on some stickers to the side like that and try and get as many as I can on. There we go. I think I can get 1 more on up there. I did it.
That was close.
That was close, Tocky, you're right. But I made the badge card, and the best thing about it is that once you've sent it to someone, they can wear the badge as well. And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of badge cards. This one has a different number. And this one is a really big badge card.
Badge cards made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Stick the circle of card to the peg, write a number in glue on the card, cover it with glitter, and shake it off to reveal a glittery number. Fold the rectangle of card in half and cut 2 slits to make a flap. Fold it back to make a slot. Slide the peg into the slot and add some stickers to finish your badge card.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Ooh, it's minute make time! Here's what we're going to make today, a super sock creature. To make a sock creature, you will need a long, colourful sock, a pair of scissors, a black pen, some white stickers, and an old empty plastic bottle. Now, you might want to get an adult to help you find one of these and clean it out. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Put a sock in it, Tocky. I'm just kidding. You can cheer me on. And you can cheer me on too. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute.
Start the sock!
Yes, very funny. Right, let's get our bottle and then our long sock and start rolling it up. There we go. Up it goes as quick as we can. Now, when it's all rolled up, we're going to feed it very carefully onto the bottle like that. There we go. Brill, there it is. Great. There we go. Now, if we pull the toe out, we can make snips very carefully in the end. There's one. There's 2. Now, these are going to be the hair.
Halfway!
There's another bit there. Another snip. Fantastic. And now I'm going to tie these 2 end ones like this. Round and round they go. Brilliant. That makes the hair, and that heel bit makes his mouth. Now, if I get 2 white stickers and draw dots on them, these are going to be the eyes. Let's stick them on. There's one eye. And there's the other eye. There, I've done it!
Only just!
And if you've got more than a minute, you can try different coloured sock creatures with different socks. Look at this one here. It's got different coloured stripes.
Or you could use a small sock and a small bottle to make a little sock creature.
Sock creatures made in a minute. Why don't you try making one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Slide a sock over a bottle, cut the top of the sock into strips, and then tie them together. Give it eyes using white stickers with black dots on, and your crazy sock creature is finished.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Oh, it's minute make time. Come on. Here's what we're going to make today. A pencil bug. Oh, Mr. Pencil Bug, I'm woolly pleased to see you. Now, to make one of these, you will need some sticky tack, a pair of scissors, a glue stick, a pencil, a short piece of wool, and a very long piece of wool. Now, we'll also need some googly eyes. Now, you can get these from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Here they are. Our googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, well, I think I can. I'm going to have to be very quick, though. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Start the clock!
Here we go. Get the long piece of wool and start wrapping it around your hand like this. Round and round it goes.
and then carefully slide it off your hand, get the small piece of wool, and then tie it in the middle like that. There we go. Tie it nice and tight. There. And then get a pair of scissors and very carefully cut through the loops there on both sides. There's one side, and here's the other side now. There we go, that gives us a fluffy bug. Now we need to glue on these googly eyes, like this. There's one googly eye, there's the other googly eye, and then if we get our sticky tack on the end of our pencil, there it is, we can push it on to our pencil bug. Phew, I made it!
Only just.
Yes, and if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of pencil bugs. How about a brilliant blue one?
Or even this big one, made out of multicoloured wool.
Pencil bugs made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Wrap a long piece of wool around your hand and carefully take it off. Tie a smaller piece of wool around the middle of it. Cut the loops of wool around the edges and glue on googly eyes. Stick it on top of the pencil with sticky tack to complete your woolly pencil bug.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Make time!
It's Minute Make time! Come on. Here's what we're going to make today. A bubble bag.
Great for keeping all your bits and pieces inside.
Very nice. And to make one of these, you will need a pair of scissors, a glue stick, some circles of felt, a long shoelace, a large rectangle of felt, a hole punch and a bubble envelope. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, I think I can do it, Tocky, although I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Right, let's get our bubble envelope and very carefully with some scissors trim off this top end like this. That's it, we go all the way down. There we go. And then we're going to get our hole punch and make holes at the open end here, like that. Then let's get our shoelace and feed it through the holes like this. And then we're going to tie a knot on the other end. Here we go. Let's tie a knot.
You're not going to do it!
Very funny, Tocky, I get it. Knot, yeah, very funny. There's our knot. OK, right, now let's put some glue on here. We're going to put on, first of all, our rectangle of felt. On it goes. And then we're going to put our big circle on next. And then we're going to put our medium-sized circle. And then we're going to put on our small circle. And we are finished!
Only just!
And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of bubble bags. This one is made with felt stripes. And this one has a checked pattern. Bubble bags made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. First, take a bubble envelope and punch holes through the open end like this. Thread a long shoelace through the holes to make handles and tie knots in the ends. Glue on a large sheet of felt and decorate it with felt shapes to finish your bubble bag.
Why don't you try making it in a minute?
Minute Make time!
Wow! It's Minute Make time! Come on. Hey! Here's what we're going to make today. A spongy card. Very nice. And to make it, you will need
a rectangle-shaped piece of card, some patterned paper, some pieces of coloured kitchen sponge, some glue and a pair of scissors. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, listen to that, everyone. Do you think I can do it? Great! Well, I'm going to have to move very quickly, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute!
Stop the clock!
Here we go. Let's get the red piece of rectangular shaped card, fold it in half like that, and then get the patterned piece of paper, and I'm going to very carefully with my scissors cut it into a smaller rectangle.
Be careful!
I'm being careful, Tocky, don't worry. I'm going to glue that on to the card. There we go. With a glue stick. There, that's looking good. And now, get that piece of kitchen sponge and cut another rectangle shape with my scissors. Here we go, and I'm going to glue that on as well. There, that's looking really good. And now I'm going to take this yellow piece of sponge and cut out a star shape. Here we go, round and round. There's that bit there. Oh, I'm running out of time, Tocky. Do you think I'll do it?
Not a chance!
Stick there. Now, once I've cut this out, I just need to glue it on. So let's put some glue there in the middle, stick it on, and I've done it!
Only just!
Yes, that was close. And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of spongy cards.
How about making a spongy house with a window, chimney and a door? Or this perfect birthday card with spongy birthday balloons.
Spongy cards made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Fold the card in half, cut some patterned paper and glue it onto the card. Cut a rectangle shape out of kitchen sponge and stick that on. Then cut a star shape out of different coloured kitchen sponge and glue that on as well to finish your spongy card.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Minute Maid time!
Oh, great! It's Minute Maid time! Here's what we're going to make today. A crazy peg bug. So, I better make it snappy. And to make one of these, you will need a pair of scissors, a wooden peg, 4 pipe cleaners, some felt tip pens, some white stickers, and that's it. But do you think you can make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Stop the clock!
Let's go! Get the peg and your felt tip pens and start colouring in stripes. Now, you can use whatever colours you like, but I'm going to use black and orange. There we go, there's the black done. Let's do the orange. There we go. Do the other side as well. There. That's looking very good. Now let's get 3 of the pipe cleaners, and if we hold them together and just feed them in like this, we can bend them into shape to make legs.
Halfway!
There are all the legs bent into shape. Now let's get the other pipe cleaner and we'll wind it around this end to make the antennae. There we go, fantastic. And now we just need to add some eyes with these white stickers. There we go, there's 1 white sticker. And there's the other one, and we can add black dots on as well. There! I did it!
Only just!
And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of crazy peg bugs.
How about a purple and yellow one with purple pipe cleaners for legs? Or a black and gold stripy peg bug with black pipe cleaner legs.
Crazy peg bugs made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Add stripes to the peg with felt tip pens.
Put the pipe cleaners into the peg to make legs. Twist a pipe cleaner at the front to make antennae. Add white stickers for eyes. And draw a face with a black pen to finish off your crazy peg bug.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?